Okay, well, I'll just do a quick demonstration here. I guess Bob will probably run outside somewhere, and myself, I'll have Chris right at the table there. We're using the frequency 146.58. It's usually what we've used for fox hunting for a long, long time. Ramsey County had used that frequency, so since they kind of don't really do fox hunting that much anymore, yeah. So there he is, he's talking right now. But if we have Chris, we'll key up here for us in a minute. This is what we call a vector finder. And you can get them brand new, but they're like 200 and I think it's like 270 bucks or something like that. I got this one used for 50 bucks, which is nice. So there he's doing a little bit of transmitting. So we'll start going with the beep here. And once he keys up again, then I can, well, I got it now activated, so when he keys up here again, then I can be able to swing it around and find out where it is. So you're looking for the null, which is the quietest. You usually think, oh, you want to go for the loudest, not necessarily. What I found out with experimenting with this, and the problem is with any good fox, you won't transmit long enough. But in the beep mode, I use it for weak signal work. And then I go to the solid tone if it's a real strong signal, because you can get a and then you know where he's at right away, and then so that's the direction. Of course, you can get a little bit off the back, but you're kind of using your body as a shield, so it might be quieter that way. So you really have to walk around and actually check that out. And it's not going to be 100% accurate, but within a few degrees. I mean, it is accurate, but you have to keep in mind what you got signals bouncing off of from other places. Right now, it could be that way or up that way for right now. So I already got a line that I can draw on my map, north and south line here. So now I'll walk somewhere else and then do it again, then I can draw another one. I go somewhere else, I can draw another one. And then I can have a general idea where he's at. So Chris, why don't you give us a key down, a solid key. I'll go with the tone here this time.
This is KC0 YFX.
Let's hold it down.
KC0 YFX running a test.
Try running the vertical.
This is KC0 YFX running a test.
You don't have to say anything anymore, but just keep it quiet. See, this is more or less off the back. Get a little bit there, but since we're working with weak signal, I can change the pitch of this too if I want. And the null I can also adjust here too. You got your tone control, and then you got your null, which will tell you as far as volume control. So if I got real less, you're not going to get much. But if you tune this control to a tighter control, then you can actually find it a little bit better.
Is there is the audio signal, and is there a...
Yeah, it's coming off the HT.
Does it have a meter too?
This has a compass here on top, but on the newer ones they'll have a left and right arrows that kind of show you which way to go. This is their earlier models. They only got just an LED. That's all they have on this earlier model.
What's the LED doing? Just
It's just flashing.
Faster, slower, constant?
Why don't you tell them to key it down a little longer?
Hey Bob, go ahead and key it down a little bit longer.
So there it is, not that way.
Out towards my van.
Of course, in the building, it's going to be one thing versus being outside.
Does it work better outside?
More likely, because you're dealing with the metal of the building and stuff.
Is the orientation of your...
Yeah, and if, let's say the fox has a beam antenna like I have, and if he's horizontally polarized, well then you want to do it this way, then you can scan this way. But I use both just because you don't know what the fox is going to be using. Okay, so over that way.
Yep. So how far is that thing going to shoot?
So I mean, that's just kind of how that.
I mean, how far away can that thing take us? signal?
Um,
You go in 3 blocks down.
Repeaters, I was at Chris and, at Chris's apartment, and when he was talking to someone on the touch repeater, I went all the way around, and I said, yep, the repeater's that
I
direction.
think you can come in now.
So, I mean, and it works probably better with a little bit of a stronger signal than it does with a weaker signal, obviously. But, so, I mean, wherever he's at, and then most generally in our fox hunts, they're gonna be parked somewhere. They're not gonna be driving around, though if you have one on foot, then you might wanna make it a little more of a challenge. We were thinking about maybe having one at the Ham Fest.
Applications could you use that for, other than just
For-
throwing someone out trying to find it?
Well, we got a problem on one of the repeaters. Let's say there's what I call an idiot that's causing a problem, keying up, trying to literally disrupt your communication with somebody else, or someone's playing music. That's not allowed on ham radio. So then you go find Jerry.
It can happen too that somebody, if we lose one of our handhelds, or somebody steals one of our handhelds out of our car, and they key it up and disturb everybody,
Yeah, that can happen. So,
What's the furthest you've ever hunted distance-wise?
well, usually in counties. I've done county fox hunts. Usually you would start in the center of a county, and then the boundaries is the county itself.
So that's like.
So Bob, where were you at?
People were lost.
along the street going vacation.
So I said either this way or this way, so you can draw a line. So it's a matter of
A lot of people.
the farther the weaker signal it is, and you've got other reflections bouncing off.
Which would actually coincide with what you had, because you had it pegged this direction from this point. Pretty neat.
So it's a nice tool, and maybe when we get our key up again there, Bob, and get our frequency again.
Probably have.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm trying to go on.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
You can hear that little change there. So, it's accurate enough, and it's nice and portable. Now this one does cover from 144 to 500 megahertz. That's the more expensive one. You can get one that's like from 144 to 220 or something like that. And my friend W0IU, who used to have this, he's getting a newer one, but they're very expensive. And maybe once we have expendable money for the club, then maybe we can have some in the club, or make a plan where, say, the club buys them, and then over a period of time, you give extra money to the club, and then you own it. And then at least we'll have them on hand then that way too.
Well, there are instruments similar to that you can do similar things, not quite as fancy as that you can actually build out of.
Yeah, you can build these too.
You can build these out of a tape measure.
Thanks, Bob.
Out of an old tape measure and some parts. In fact, that's one of the projects that I'm going to be working on this week, or this winter. You were talking, Craig, about building kits.
Yeah.
Well, if you really want to get adventurous, build something from scratch with no kit.
Well, I don't think I'd be that adventurous. I don't think I'd be.
I'm going to be building a direction finder out of a tape measure and a bunch of components that I ordered from Newark Electronics.
Well, that's pretty good. You can do that. It's really.
So it's